Hey everybody, how are you all doing today? This wonderful Monday. Um, you might have noticed that Facebook is down. I'm sure. That's weird, huh? And I've seen Facebook go down before a couple times, but not like a whole day like this. But thanks for joining me on YouTube, which is a much better platform in my personal opinion. But thanks so much for hopping on, everybody. Hey, Novala and Donna's here. I've got a whole bunch of my awesome founding members, which is fantastic. JC is here. Jenny is here. Awesome. Wow, we got a bunch of people hopping on. Well, this is cool. So I'm not streaming on Facebook. That's impossible right now. But I am using StreamYard, and I use that software to stream to both places. But so I'm just streaming to YouTube today. And that wasn't working earlier. StreamYard was kind of having some issues too. But so if that was going to go down, I would just use the old-fashioned, just go live right on YouTube. So, but that's kind of it's a bummer. I know, like YouTube or Facebook is, huge. I'm on there all the time just because of the paint pouring and everything. So, but not today. So, but this is gonna be fun. So I'll tell you kind of what I was thinking. It's October, as we know, and it's fall time and August, or not August, but autumn is what I'm trying to say. So, but I was thinking of doing some kind of a Halloweenish type of painting. And I just got the idea for a green, like a really vibrant, kind of a neon, creepy green color. I always think of that in Halloween together. I think it's because of Sleeping Beauty and the dragon at the end, Maleficent and the dragon. I'm talking about the cartoon, not the Angelina Jolie thing. The real, Sleeping Beauty, the cartoon one, which is awesome. And by the way, the artist who designed all of the, he was the conceptual designer, the main one, is amazing. He was amazing. I have a book from him called Designing Beauty. And my God, I love his design style. Anyway, so we're going to work with like a crazy green and then just a really, like basically two blacks. And I'll show you what I'm talking about because I want to do a YouTube video for tonight so I can post tomorrow. But I wanted to do a little test painting because I'm not sure what's going to happen with this color scheme because I haven't used it before. So I'm just putting my gloves on. And so I thought I'd just go live and do my little color or a little painting color test and see what happens. And then if it works after the live, I'll go do my larger painting. And I like to do these when I'm testing something new or it's just, something I really haven't done before. I'm trying two different paints together. Actually, I mixed a bunch of stuff, but I'll show you all that. So I like to do a little test to see what's going to happen. And if it turns out pretty good, I feel way more confident than going into a larger painting. And you get, it's always going to be different, but you get a little feel for kind of what it's going to look like. So, hey, Deborah is here, Carla, and Lee is here. Hey, everybody. Monique is here. This is cool. So everyone's saying hi in the chat, which is awesome. So I'll show you what I'm going to be working with. I'm going to just do a little 8x10. This is one I scraped. So I've scraped that a couple times maybe. That's just a little test canvas. And so I'll flip the camera and I'll show you kind of the colors I'm working with. And then maybe I'll talk about, all of you are part of the awesome membership, but if anyone new shows up, I'll talk a little bit about the membership after we do our little painting. So let me flip over here on the other camera view. And I'm just working on my freezer paper for this. So this is what it looks like. And I've cleaned this off a couple times, this chunk of freezer paper. So here is the green that I mixed up. It's like this really cool, spooky green color. And I really like it. And I used two colors to mix that. I used lime green from Liquitex Basics, and I love this color, but I never have any chance to use it because it's lime green and it's so bright. It's like, what are you going to use that for? So I'm excited to use it tonight in this one. So I mixed a little bit of the lime green and this folk art color shift, and this is called Green Flash, and it's a really cool metallic-y green color. So I mixed these two together, and I mixed the color shift. When it dries, it can be it's a kind of an opaque, but I used the lime green to kind of pack a little more color punch with it because the Liquitex is a better paint, and it'll also kind of reinforce the craft paint with a little more, acrylic binder and stuff. So that's kind of why I combined these two, and I got this really cool color. And so that's going to be like the color of the painting, basically. So that is the highlight of the whole thing. And then I mixed up this is black and dioxazine purple, and it probably just looks pretty much black to you, but I'll show you kind of what it would look like. If you have freezer paper, you can kind of smear a little section out, and it's a really dark purple. So it's kind of a cool, dark, deep purple color. So that kind of reminded me of, creepy Halloween stuff. So I'm going to just wipe that up. And then the final color, just 3 colors, is going to be a metallic black. So this is the Artist Loft Metallic Black. So that's just going to be like a dark kind of neutralized color, but I like the metallic parts of it. So those are the 3 colors. And so it's not going to be very complicated painting. Here's the purple. This is the Liquitex Dioxazine purple. And then I just used the Flow Acrylic black and the metallic black from Artist Loft. So those are the colors I'm going to try on this little test painting. And I need my little cup so we can layer our paints in it. And here we go. So this one, I think I'm just going to skip the base coat. For some of these test paintings, I forego the base coat. I'll just maybe add a little bit more paint to the cup, so we can kind of get a feel for what this painting might look like. And by the way, if you have any questions about this, throw them in the comments, and I'll answer them as we go along. So I'm going to start. So this is the technique I'm going to do. I should probably tell you what I'm going to do. The technique I'm going to do is basically just like a straight pour, like a straight / ring pour. And then I'm going to stretch out the rings quite a bit. So the key with the ring pour, or one of the rules, is the color you put in first is the last color that comes out. So that'll be your center of interest. And I definitely want the green to be the center of interest. So I'm just going to put a layer of green in. And then I'm going to probably go with the metallic black. And I just want to do floating layers on these. I don't want to do the high pour or anything. I want nice sharp lines. So here's the purpley black. And I'm probably going to just do two layers of green. So I have the first layer, that's going to be the center of interest, and then maybe another layer that's just a little bit. And then 2 more layers of one of the black, or metallic black, and then the purpley black. And there we go. So that's our cup. So I'm going to move these aside. Okay, so here we got our crazy red canvas. Let me move the screen thing. I'm going to get rid of this quick, the banner. So that's not in the way. And so, Donna's asking about I just saw this comment. She's asking about the stir sticks. These are the Unicone stir sticks that I love these ones. You could find them on my Amazon page. I have them listed there under, I think, pouring supplies. So I can throw the link up in the chat a little later if you want. And okay, so let's see. Okay. Oh, cool. Thanks, Naval. Yeah. Yeah, this is yeah, that green. I love that green, but man, it's hard to come up with like color schemes to go around it. So, because that green is going to stand out and be the center of attention every time. So here we go. Let's try our little straight pour. So I have the cup about 4 or 5 inches above the canvas, and I'm going to just pour in a very thin stream of paint. And the green's coming out. And you could alter this. You could do a little, twirl. Maybe I'll twirl a little bit. And you can vary the height, of course. So you can go a little bit lower. I don't like to go too low because you get kind of that folds over on itself. Kind of that batter, like when batter kind of folds over. I don't really love that look in the paintings. So I kind of like to keep my cup high, a little bit higher. But at the end, I'll usually put it down pretty low, close to the canvas. So here we go. So I'm almost done here. And I'm going to tip the cup back and then pull it away. So that's a cool little puddle we have. So now let's start tilting that and stretching it out. So first step, again, is I just like to expand the paint puddle. And I kind of do that in a kind of a circular motion. And there we go. That's pretty good. And now I have to decide where I want to stretch first, which corner. I think I'm going to cover this corner first here. And so this is kind of the second phase of the tilting, and we're covering the corners next. Now where do I want to go? Maybe I think I'll go down here next. You can go to kind of any corner you like. It doesn't have to be a certain order or anything. So that's 2 down. I kind of like this dark. We got a bunch of black up there. I kind of like that. I'll see if I can try to save some of that. So let's go over here. And I like that this corner is going to be green. I like that a lot. Now, let's see. I can maybe help this along a little bit. I'm going to take some of the metallic black and kind of pour it on there. That will help kind of cover that corner, and so I won't lose all that black, hopefully. Oh, put it over here. So, because I'd like if that was a black corner. Cool, that looks pretty good. Now, so we've got the corners covered. Now I have to kind of decide what I want to do. Kind of recentering the paint a little bit. So now, we can now adjust things and change things around. So I'm definitely going to tilt more. And I want to try to stretch out these rings a little bit more. It looks kind of dark on the camera. Maybe I'll mess with the exposure. It looks really dark. Just a second. I'm going to try something. That looks a little better, I think. Okay. Yeah, that looks a little closer to what it looks like. It's like really bright green on the monitor. But it's a not quite that bright, but it's close. Okay, so now let's see what we're gonna do. I like up here. I like the green corner. I think I'm gonna stretch off of this corner first to kind of just change things around a little bit. So I'm just going to move the paint down there. I'm going to get a little different angle here. So I like to stretch these rings out. It just, to me, it looks much more interesting, and you can get kind of a cooler looking composition sometimes. So I'm going to, kind of like that, I'm going to go back. Kind of looks like a crazy tree or something right now. I don't love these two little cells that popped up, so I'm going to try to get rid of those. Okay. So it's coming around. I think I'm going to tilt off a little bit of that green down here. Some of this, there's just a lot of it. So I'm going to maybe tilt a little bit of that off. But it is kind of creepy and spooky looking. The color shift paint is really cool. So I'm just letting the paint kind of do its thing. And the center of the pour is stretching out a little bit, and it's starting to look interesting. All right, so just a little bit more, and I think I like, what's happening. So I think the test is successful. I think it's a cool color palette. So I'll definitely do my big painting with it. And now I think I'm going to get rid of some of that black. It just seems like there's a little bit too much. Yeah, JC sees a monster in there. I see one too. Yeah, well, it fits the theme. Okay, almost done, I think. Cool. So I think that's pretty good. I think I'll call that good. So we have a kind of an interesting pattern. I like the lines. The corners look good. I love the gradation in this. I think like it's kind of dark and it goes into this bright green. We got this cool center of interest happening. We got this dark shape up here. That's kind of a cool painting. It's kind of what I was, thinking about. Kind of a weird, kind of creepy green and black painting. So one thing I might change when I do the final painting, I might switch this to a waterfall pour. That might look a little bit cooler than just the kind of the standard straight pour. And so I'm just checking the comments. Yeah, I'm actually keeping the monster. Monster is nice, so the monsters will stay. And Janie thinks it's a little strange. I don't disagree at all. I think it's a little strange too. That's kind of why I made it. So I just needed an excuse to try that green out. So it's a crazy green painting. Yeah, it definitely reminds me of Aliens now. Someone mentioned Aliens. Navala likes it. Thanks, Navala. So yeah, it's a pretty cool. I mean, it's nice for just a test. It's just a test painting. So I'm pretty happy with it. But I think I might do the waterfall pour. I think that might be a cooler technique because you can really. It's kind of a little more aggressive sometimes, I think, the waterfall pour. So, and let me flip back. So I'll flip back. So that was it. Thanks for checking it out. I'm going to check your comments here while I was, I'll see if there's any questions. Oh, Donna likes the gradation. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, absolutely. That's the word, Donna. Yeah, gradation from like a dark. Oh, you can't see it now, but like the dark to the light. Yeah, it turned out pretty cool. Yeah, Inji is here. Hey, Inji. So Donna's going to do a Halloweeny pour. Awesome. Sweet. That's great. Yeah, Halloweeny pour tonight. So, oh my gosh. See, I was getting lost in the comments here. Yeah, dark blue would look good, like Carla. Carla, like a dark blue would look really cool. McLovin's here. Hey, McLovin. It's a green mist. Yeah. It's kind of it was a fun little painting. So I'm excited to do the larger one. And the larger one, other thing is I might just use one layer of the green. So it won't be so much green. You'll have green and more of the black. So that might look kind of interesting. The waterfall pour, Carla's asking what the waterfall pour is. Let me see if I can demonstrate it. Here's a panel. So I might use this panel for tonight's painting, but the waterfall pour is basically, it's kind of like a ring pour, kind of what we just did, only you hold the canvas up at an angle and you pour at the top. And as the paint is hitting the canvas, it rolls down the canvas, kind of like a waterfall, and along. So it gives you a very interesting design that's different than a standard ring pour or a straight pour. And then instead of tilting like circularly, you kind of tilt back and forth because you have this long band of paint. So it's a fun technique. I love doing that one. You can get some really, really awesome paintings that way. There's a couple other, I'm trying to think if there's a couple other ways to do the waterfall pour, like in the way you pour on the paint. You can, I've seen a couple paintings. Some of my students have done some crazy waterfall paintings. because they have, they just went crazy, and they were just going across with their, while they were pouring, they did north across the canvas, and it made some really interesting, cool paintings. So there's some different ways to like actually get the paint on there while you're pouring, but then as the paint is running down, you kind of lower the canvas, and then you tilt forward and backward. So it's a fun technique. I think I'll try it with this color scheme. And okay, just checking out the questions. Hey, thanks. McLovin likes the pour. Awesome. Cool. All right. Well, I don't see any questions, but thanks for all the great comments. Cool. So here's kind of what I was looking for. Monique has a question. And Monique is saying, sometimes even after I'm sure the sides are covered with paint and I scrape the bottom of the canvas, I end with bare spots on the sides when it's dry. Well, there's a couple. My first thought is perhaps your paint is too thin and it's just kind of dripping right off the canvas. That would be my first thought. I can get bare spots on the sides, but not after the paint is on there. My paint usually stays put when it's on the sides, because it's usually a thicker mix, kind of a thicker mix. So my first thought is your paint might be too thin. It could also be the type of paint you're using. Are you mixing your own, or are you using like a pre-mixed paint? I need a little more info, but that's kind of what I'm thinking. I'm not sure. The other thing it could be is, depending on the canvases, maybe the canvas is resisting the paint. I'm not quite sure. If there's something on the canvas, or if it was if you had used that canvas previously and had used silicone in your paints, that could act as a resist and kind of push the paint away. So that could be one of the issues too. So there's a lot of different things it could be. But if you want to send me an email or a picture or something, could maybe diagnose a little better. But there are some ideas for you on a couple of different reasons why that might be happening. So let's see. Yeah, Jenny had a good idea. Maybe try a base coat first. That's always a good idea. Putting a base coat on. I usually do that. I didn't do that for this little test here, but I'll do it for the waterfall pour for sure when I do that one. So, well, it looks like we got like a lot of my founding members are here, which is awesome. And right behind me, here they are, my founding members for my brand new acrylic paint pouring membership called the Pouring Studio, which I opened that last Thursday. And it's open right now if you are interested in maybe checking it out and joining as a founding member. The membership is going to close on Wednesday at 9:00 p.m. Pacific time, which is midnight Eastern time. So if there's anyone new out there that are like this painting and maybe have liked some of the previous lives I've done, I've talked about the membership quite a bit now. You could check those out too, or you could head over to the website and just take a look and read info about it. Let me throw that up there, just in case you want to go take a look. throw that in the comments. And you can go check it out. And then I'm going to go get my Amazon page link, and then Donna can check out the stir sticks if she wants to. And let's see, where is that? Let me just pull it up here quick. And okay, so here's the Amazon page or Amazon link. So I have a few different categories of pouring supplies. So it's in there. It's in one of those. And acrylic pouring, I think it's the first one. No, it's the second one, or under paint pouring tools. So it's under the paint pouring tools, which is like right kind of at the top. The second category down are the Unicone stir sticks, which I love these because they're thicker than like a popsicle stick or a craft stick. They have a little handle. They're easy to hold. So I really like working with these. It's probably my favorite stir stick at the moment. So if you want to check those out, feel free to go check them out. And let's see here. So, and again, I put the link to my website, acrylicpouringacademy.com, in the chat. I'll throw this up here in case you want to go check it out. It's going to be, nope, that's not it. It's going to be, we've already kind of started, but we're going to get started for real later this week. And with our first technique of the month and our first color theme, which is, the first color theme is going to be like a fall, autumn color theme / Halloween. I'm kind of combining them together. So I'm going to have different types of color palettes for kind of autumn into kind of more Halloween-y ones. So, and you can mix them up. You can, it's just kind of a lot of color ideas. So you can kind of expand your color knowledge. And I mentioned this before, it's difficult for me to sometimes break out of what I normally do because it gets comfortable and it's your favorite colors, but it's always good to explore new colors and new color families. Just like tonight, I'm exploring this crazy lime green color, which I stare at every time I come into my studio, but I never use it because it's just, what am I going to do with this? But so I combined that in the cool color shift folk art and made something crazy, something kind of Halloween-y and spooky. So that's kind of an example of kind of breaking out of your normal color routine and trying something new. So you could go to acrylicpouringacademy.com/studio. You could read about the membership, what we're going to do in there. We're going to be meeting live. We're going to have some painting nights live. I'll have live Q&As where you could submit questions or ask questions live. There is a community attached to the membership. So you could have a little profile and you could actually submit posts if you wanted to, like submit your paintings that you've done. Other people can comment on your posts. You can post on other people's posts and my posts even. And we're going to have a color, we're going to have an art show every month. So you could submit your paintings using the technique and colors from that month and win prizes, perhaps. Gives you a chance to win prizes. So it's going to be a lot of fun, the membership. So we're all going to get started probably Thursday. And but there's a lot of lessons and info in there right now. If you wanted to get started right away, I have two stages of my success path, which is it's basically a guide for you to kind of go through your pouring journey and progress at your own pace and kind of do what you want to do. But it kind of gives you a helping hand along the way if you don't know kind of where to go next. So I have a lot of tools and a lot of help I've got a lot of handouts and a lot of things in the membership that will basically, they're all meant to help you become a better paint pourer and a better artist and make a whole lot of progress with your acrylic paint pouring. So going to check out and see if there's any other questions you have. And let's see. Monique's off to bed. Good night, Monique. Thanks for joining us. And let's see. Someone's talking about a painting, something I missed, I think. That huge canvas, Lee says, that huge canvas I did was, I just pour with Brad. Yeah, Lee, did you do your swipe? Were you going to do the big swipe? Or is it too pink? I don't know. I'm lost. There's too many comments. Yeah, Donna has this is a great idea. Donna says sometimes she paints the sides of her canvas, whatever color she's going to use in the painting. That's a great idea. I also sometimes do that. You just take the paint right out of the tube and just paint with a brush on your canvas. That works really, really well. And I'm just checking to see if there are any other questions. And Becky's asking, where do you get the MDF boards from? You could get MDF boards from craft stores. Michael's has them, I believe. I'm a woodworker, so I usually make my own panels. You can buy cradled panels from Blick Art Supply, Jerry's Artorama. Even Michael's has some in stock you can try. You could, if you go to just a hardware store, you can buy MDF and cut it yourself or have them cut it for you. But you'd have to prepare the MDF correctly. I don't recommend just pouring straight on the MDF. I always seal any wood I'm working on because if you just paint right on it, first of all, it can absorb a lot of moisture, and that's not going to be good because it can disintegrate the substrate, the MDF board. So I put on a sealer. I use a couple different types, but Golden has a couple. Golden, like GAC 100, not the 800, but GAC 100 is a great primer. You could also use just a gloss medium from like Golden or Liquitex. I use one from Nova Color. It's their gloss medium and varnish, which is basically just a medium. It's just an acrylic medium, and it seals the substrate. So I'd highly recommend doing that. And also, if you want to, I'd put a layer of coat of gesso on top. That will help. So I'll demonstrate all that in the membership, by the way, how to do all that. That would be one of our studio chats, how to prepare like either raw wood or MDF panels or cradled panels, all that stuff. That's a good thing to know because anytime you work on wood, there's something called SID, which is a very, it's a technical term called surface-induced discoloration. And basically what happens is if you pour or work on raw wood or MDF, the substrate, the wood, will suck in the moisture from the paint, and then it'll push it back out again as it dries, and it'll discolor your paints and your painting. And they have some like crazy examples of that. Golden does. They do, tons of research. So after just like 24 or 48 hours, they have an example of raw, like a painting on raw wood and a painting on prepared prepared and gessoed wood. And it's remarkable how bad the unprepared wood looks. So you definitely want to prepare your substrates correctly. All right. I'm not seeing any. Oop, I got more. Let's see, Marilee says, someone wants a canvas with gray or silver and turquoise color. I think I have to use more color. What extra colors do you recommend that I can use? Well, that's a great start to a color palette. Turquoise, silver. I would recommend, turquoise, silver are great. I'd also probably use some white, which would add some light colors. And then you could use a darker color for more contrast. Something that would go really good with turquoise would be like a Prussian blue, which is like a really deep blue. That would look good. I'm trying to think what I might use. Probably my favorite color is like a Payne's gray with turquoise. It's like a really dark grayish blue. It's a gorgeous color. I've done many paintings with Payne's gray, turquoise, silver, and white. That's really all you need. And you have a light color, a dark color, and then the turquoise and the silver kind of like in between colors, like value-wise, lightness and darkness-wise. So it sounds like a fun painting. I think that would turn out awesome. And Don is asking if you can't find me on Amazon. Did I not put the link in there? Let's see. Let me try it again. Let me throw this in here again, Donna. And I wonder if let's see. But if you go to Amazon, the link is amazon.com/shop/Brad Caston acrylic pouring, like all one word. But hopefully it's in the chat and you can find it there. The link would be helpful. So hopefully you can get that. And let me know if that works out. So it's in there. I hope you can see it. But I don't know if I have a on the screen banner for that. It's a big long crazy link. So okay. And Lee has a question. What if I had added a pearl white with kind of what you just did? A pearl white is the pearl white will kind of mix with the green and the grays and the blacks. So you'll get a lighter colored green. And I'm just trying to visualize what that would do. So it would be, I'm not exactly sure. You'll definitely get some grays because of the metallic black and the purple. So it'll definitely kind of lighten everything up. So it could look really, really pretty though. I will give it a try and see what happens. So yeah, it's hard to, like the pearls, if it was just, if it's just green, or I'm not green, I'm sorry. If it was just white, I'm trying to think of what would happen. Let's find out. I'm going to move this. I'm interested to know. How would I find out what I need to use something. Let's see, do I have any? Oh, here. I've got a little bit of metallic white, like a pearl white. So I'm going to take a little and then take a little of the green, kind of mix them together. So you'll get, it'll be, relatively, it's just going to be a lighter value. But I like the way it looks. Let me see if I can put it on a stick and then I'll show it to you. This is probably not the right stick to use. So it's gonna be something like this. It's gonna look a little, might be hard to see. Let me flip the camera quickly. It's gonna be more of a lime green. So if I can kind of, so here's the green, here's our painting, and then here is what the lime green would look like. So this is the green with pearlescent like white, or pearly white, metallic white. So very close. It's just going to be a lighter shade, and then also that's going to mix with the. Let's try it here. If you take the grays, it'll mix with the grays. So you're going to get lighter valued grays. Let me put a little more on there. This is a great thing to do if you're just wondering what colors are going to look like. You can just kind of mix them up quickly. So you're going to get, like a lighter grayish color with the pearl. It'll blend with the grays and the purple. Let's see what happens with the purple. So this was the purple and black mixed together. So this will be just a lighter, it's going to be a very pretty color. So it's going to be kind of like a rich, very rich purple. So that's kind of like what the purple would look like. Kind of it's a little more neutralized purple, but it's a very pretty color. I think that would look cool, Lee. I would give it a shot. That's a good idea. So let me go and see if there's any other questions. And let's see here. Lee says, or who is on Amazon? Donna says, I'm on Amazon, but it won't link. Oops, that's not Donna. Donna, you're on Amazon, but it won't link. It won't let you find it? Maybe I'll, I don't know why. Let's see. And Nancy says, Nancy says she doesn't remember her password. I've tried to reset it, but it doesn't. What do I do? I can reset your password for you, Nancy. If you want to just send me an email, and this is for anyone who, if you have any questions, let me throw this up here. If you just send me an email at brad@acrylicpouringacademy.com, I'll answer your questions. But Nancy, if you send me an email, just say, can you reset my password? I will be happy to do that for you. And then I'll send you the new password. And then once you go back in there, you can change it again if you want to. So yeah, sometimes I'm using Podia. Sometimes the reset password thing is a little funny, which I'll have to ask him about that because it can be very frustrating, I know. But it's no problem. I can reset it for you. Or maybe an easier way, Nancy, is to just, if you go to the website, you can go to the bottom right corner and message me. There's a little, like a chat icon. And if you just message me and just say, can you reset my password? That's a little easier. So feel free to do that and I'll get right on it. And cool. So let's see. Well, Donna also, Donna, if you want to also go and just message me, if you go to the website and just say, send me the link, I can send you the link right over there and it should work. So go ahead and feel free to message me if you want to, and I'll send over the link to the Amazon page, or just right to the stir sticks if you want to. So, so I don't see any other questions at the moment. So, well, thanks all for joining me. I think if because with Facebook closed down, what are we going to do? I don't know. But I'm glad we could all meet up here and do a little bit of painting. So I think I will maybe do a bigger painting and see how that goes. I'll film it and then I'll post it tomorrow to YouTube and hope it comes out really good. I'm excited about it. But thank you all for joining and all the great questions and all the awesome comments. I really appreciate that. And if you, let me throw this up there one more time. If you're thinking about maybe joining the membership as a founding member, I'd love to have you join us. It's going to be amazing. We're going to close the doors Wednesday, 9 p.m. Pacific time, midnight Eastern time. So you've got a couple of days left to check it out and join if it's something if you feel like you might want to do. That would be awesome. So thanks so much for joining me, everybody. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. And who knows, maybe Facebook will be back. I don't know. I don't think any of us do. So, but take care, everyone. Have a great evening. I will see you soon. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.